Metaphor ReFantazio is a JRPG developed by Studio Zero and published by Atlus, the makers of JRPG franchises like Shin Megami Tensei and Persona. The team is made up of developers from Personas 3, 4, and 5, three of the most popular JRPGs in the series. The story synopsis on the official website of the game reads, "This is a story of how people must find unity to elect a new king. Our story takes place in the United Kingdom of Euchronia, where the assassination of the king brings chaos and unrest to the land. Then, one fateful day, a magic known only to the king called the royal magic is invoked, and the world becomes embroiled in a royal tournament for the throne. In the midst of this, the protagonist, together with his partner, a fairy, Gallica, must find their way to break the curse that has been placed on the prince that the kingdom believes to be dead. To do so, they depart on a journey across the vast land. They will discover that in order to achieve their goal, they must participate in the tournament for the throne, and this great task shall require them to ally with many friends and followers of various tribes inhabiting the world." All right, so first let's talk about that story. So I'm not going to spoil anything for y'all because this demo that I played is the epilogue to the actual game, and it's a long demo. Like, I played the demo for about 6 hours on stream. I ran through the whole thing. And it was a very interesting story. I could tell you to start off, the protagonist actually talks. So if you're coming from a game like Persona 3, like me, like I'm coming from Persona 3 Reload, I've been streaming that for some months now. It's refreshing to actually hear the main character talk and have his own identity, even though you're still picking dialogue options. So he has his fairy friend Gallica, and their job is to try to get a message to somebody. That's all I'm gonna say. Just get a message to somebody. They meet people along the way. They get into a bunch of fights along the way, and there's a lot of twists and turns with the story that I don't really want to give away, but it's very cool how they put it together. Then there's like a twist at the end. You can kind of hear from the intro, like, you know, what the characters will get into, and you get into a little bit of it in the demo, but not much. I like how the demo gave you so much. It's so much world building, so much character development in such a short time, and they give you crazy plot twists and I don't even want to say it. I'm not even going to say it. It's just a really cool way to bring you into this universe, to ease you into this universe. Because I know with JRPGs, for me, and I know probably for y'all, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Like, it's a bunch of lore, a bunch of stories. But the way they tell this story, it makes sense, and it eases you in and sets you up for the main game. So as far as gameplay, you have what's called archetypes. So if you're familiar with Shin Megami Tensei series and the Persona series, you know, you have these what I'll call avatars that exude power based off your emotions, like what kind of person you are. And some people can control multiple at the same time. Some people can only control one. From this one, it looks like your character's only going to be able to control one, but you can switch between different archetypes. They have like Seeker, which seems to be like a combination of like magic and warrior. They have the warrior one, which is based on striking, and then they have the sage or the mage, I think it was. And that one focuses more on magic, obviously. So you could assign each of these characters to it on this grid. Again, I don't want to reveal too much about the plot. But yeah, so that's as far as I want to go on that. There's more to say on that, but as far as I want to go. I like how it's all put together. It's not too overwhelming. It's very easy to understand. Especially if you played the Persona games before or any Shin Megami Tensei games, they take a lot of mechanics from those games. Like, for example, when you're fighting an enemy, you have your three characters that you use, and they take an element from the Persona one, the original Persona games. Or somebody in my chat told me, shout out to Noob, he told me that's a mechanic from like the first two Personas, where you can have a character move back into the back line or move front into the front line. So if you're in the front line, you do more damage, but you take more damage. If you're in the back line, you do less damage, but you receive less damage, and you could also guard like you can in the Persona series. So I just think it's a really dope mechanic. That was new to me because I had never played the Persona 1 and 2. I've only played what I've played for Persona 3 Reload. I'm just now getting really into the swing of the Persona games. You can watch my previous VODs if you want on the channel. But this is a welcome addition. I know it's not a direct sequel, but it is very, very similar. Down to the attack names. There's a attack called like Taro Jaka, where it raises your attack, and I just remember that right off the bat from the Persona games. The art style is similar, but it's in like a different time period, like a different aesthetic. But the art style, the way it's written, the way it's drawn, the way it's colored in, is very similar. I like the enemies. I'm not going to get too much to the enemies because there's a twist with the enemies as well that you learn in this demo. I don't want to get too much into that either. But yeah, overall, great experience. I think this is going to be a sleeper pick for Game of the Year. So far, if we look on, what is it, Metacritic? Let's go to Metacritic real quick. Hold on. Let me switch the view up. Boom. So you see, so far it has 94. 94 based on 36 critic reviews. So whoever got the game early, they reviewed it. I don't think that number's going to drop when it comes out, because I've seen people, content creators that have had access to the game, and they've given it some good scores. I'm not going to lie. So I think this game is going to be a sleeper pick for Game of the Year. This, along with games like Astroland, for sure. That probably the highest rated game of this year. If at last I checked. I just like the characters like in this game as well. That's what really drew me in, the story and the characters more so than the gameplay. Even though the gameplay was dope, like they have this mechanic where you can walk up on the enemy and you can fight them, and if you stun them enough, if you get their stun meter all the way down, you can initiate the fight. You hit Y to initiate the fight, and then they'll be stunned for like 3 turns, and you can just wail on them for 3 turns. So I like that element of being able to fight in and out of the battle to give yourself a heads up, advantage. So yeah, so like I was saying, 94. You can't beat that. And if you're looking for a nice video that's about the characters and things of that nature, that really digs into that, like they had a whole showcase. I don't know why they put this out 2 months ago. They should have put this out closer towards the game. But if you really want to dig in on the lore, even after you play the demo or before you play the demo, to get you ready for the actual game, watch this video. I'll link it in the description. I'll put it somewhere up here in the annotations, or link it in the at the end of the video or in the comment section. I mean, not the comment section, the description. It's a really, really dope story of how the characters come in, because you're competing against everybody to be the king. You know, I don't want to get too deep into the story, but it's some high stakes. There's some high stakes that you have to deal with. So yeah, I think this game is going to be dope, and I'm ready. I'm more than ready. I'm ready to dig in. Right now it is October 10th, so it actually drops tomorrow. I bought DBZ. I'm not gonna lie, I bought DBZ first, so I gotta wait till my next check to buy this game. But I'm definitely gonna cop it, and we gonna be streaming it. So make sure y'all check that out. Y'all stay tuned on the channel, all right? So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. What y'all think? Metaphor ReFantazio. What's the word? What's the word? Are we copping this? Is it? Are we skipping this? Am I overhyping it a little bit too much? Let me know. Let me know down in the comment sections below. All right. Oh yeah, other thing I forgot to mention is the music, yo. The music is fire. Like, it's very orchestral. And then there's the main battle theme has like this chanting in another language. He's like, like, I don't know what the hell he's saying, but it sounds crazy, like in a good way. It reminds me of like Final Fantasy, whatever game, like Zelda, whatever epic games that have like orchestral vibes to it, like with the voices in harmony. Like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, like look up with the instrumentation, like choir and orchestral elements. That's what stands out to me in the music. Beautiful music. I might get the OST on the side or download it somehow, wherever they downloaded that. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. Didn't want to forget that, because that's a big part of Atlus games, the music. Because Persona music, oh man, I could make a whole video about that, but I'm not even going to yap no more. Back to the video. All right, so you already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. One.